Day 5 in the penalty phase of the synagogue shooting trial. The prosecution poking holes in the defense case that Robert Bowers acted out of mental illness and delusion when he killed 11 people in October of 2018.
But as KDKA lead investigator Andy Sheehan reports, the government is trying to use defense witness notes to undermine their case. Andy?
Well, the defense is trying to convince the jury that Bowers acted out of mental illness, but the prosecution says his statements show he showed nothing but hate. 4 years after the massacre at the synagogue, defendant Robert Bowers showed no remorse. In fact, he told a psychologist he only wished he had killed more people and made anti-Semitic jokes about those he had killed. Under cross-examination, defense witness Dr. Richard Rogers was asked to refer to notes he had taken during 4 interviews with Bowers in the Butler County Jail, the final 2 in September and November of last year. Referring to this entry, Rogers testified Bowers was pleased with his actions and only wished he'd killed more, and referred to his 11 victims as a Yiddish dozen, short of 12, an apparent reference to the stereotypes of Jews being cheap. Another entry says Bowers thought it was ironic that he shot 2 of his victims in a kitchen near some ovens, referring to the Nazi Holocaust in World War II. Rogers testifying that Bowers found this amusing. The notes in the statements arose from the defense's case that Bowers is schizophrenic and that he could not have had the true intention to kill because he was acting under the delusions of a false reality, a wild conspiracy theory that Jews are out to destroy the white race. But the prosecution has seized on them, not as an example of mental illness, but of pure hate. Law professor Bruce Ankoviak says the government will highlight this lack of remorse in asking the jury to impose the death penalty.
A defendant in a case like this who has demonstrated sincere remorse has a very strong point to make to a jury. Where remorse has not been demonstrated, and indeed where the opposite is demonstrated, a certain sense of pride about what happened, that can be a very, very damaging factor in a death penalty assessment.
Today, Rogers and U.S. Attorney Eric Olshan sparred again over Rogers' diagnosis of Bowers as a schizophrenic who had embraced nonsensical beliefs as a reality. Quote, he felt pressure to act on his delusional beliefs, and as we know, he did act on his delusional beliefs. But Olshan argued many white supremacists hold those beliefs, and acting on them does not make them schizophrenic. Now, this has all been part of the eligibility phase of the trial. The jury must decide if Bowers is eligible for the death penalty. It was expected that this phase might wrap up today, but this witness went long, and so the trial and the eligibility phase is continuing into next week. Reporting live at the U.S. Courthouse downtown, Andy Sheehan, KDKA News.
All right, thanks, Andy.